Hi, welcome back to my channel where we shamelessly talk about the things that make us smile, especially beauty products. Today I'm going to be talking about the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette, which I love. I'm going to show you how I got this look, and we're going to talk a little bit about the palette and my thoughts. I've tried it every day for the last 5 days. So if you're interested in that review and interested in seeing how I got this look, please stick around. Today we're going to be talking about the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. Very excited to be sharing about this. It is a brand new palette that she recently released. It is only $65 because it's a little bit smaller than her regular size palettes. So I've been testing it for the last week so that I could give a pretty thorough review today, and we're also going to do a look together. So let's go through this together. Oh, also wanted to show off my cute little mug. It says Lauren Glitters.
If you've not checked out Glam Obsession by Design on Instagram, you totally should. She's wonderful.
First, we're going to start with the VDL Lumial Primer, Lumi Layer Primer. So this primer was sent to me on Influencer. Ooh, what a nice bottle. It's supposed to be super good in terms of giving you that glass look on your skin that's super popular right now. When I tried it, what I found was that it kept rolling on me, like it would roll off my skin. So I moisturized really well. Hopefully that will not happen. Apply the primer with my Chanel foundation brush. Super luminous, that is for sure. So I have a lot of pores right here, and I felt like this helped fill those pores and smooth them out. It has silicones, so if you're either sensitive to them or you really don't like them like me, this may not be the best solution for you. Oh my, it really does look very shimmery. And the bottle is really nice and thick. It's good. Alright, so from there, I'm going to go ahead and put on some concealer. I've been using the Tom Ford Emotion Proof Concealer. It's not super high coverage, but I like that it's very liquidy, and I think it gives a nice look, and especially under my eyes, I feel like it doesn't crease that much, which is why I've been using it. I also really like, if you can see the applicator there, I think it's super cute. I think it's really nice, and it just has like a nice, it's almost like a cat's paw. My only complaint is how little you get. It's very tiny. Okay, so to blend this, I'm gonna use my Morphe 173 brush. I think I might go back and buy some more foundation. I really like it. I mean, the color seems to be very off for me, but I put it under stuff, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, it's not the most full coverage, but it's also not horrible, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go in over this with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Warm Natural Stick Foundation. It's one of my favorite stick foundations. And then I'm just gonna blend that in. Now I'm gonna take my Born This Way concealer. I'm gonna try to use that to cover up some of these blemishes a little bit better. And it's in my hair. Just ignore that. I really do like this concealer. It's very, very nice. I think on its own, it does such a good job. Tiny, and a little bit goes a long way because it's so liquidy. So from there, I want to put some powder on. So I really like the Charlotte Tilbury powder, the airbrush finish powder. I like it because I think it does a good job under my eyes. I'm just gonna put it all over, set a little bit. We're gonna use the Anastasia contour kit, the powder kit, light to medium. For bronzer, I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Carrot Bronzer in this Park Princess Avenue set. I like that. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of this enhanced shade. Isn't she pretty? She's so dirty because I've used her a bunch. I've done a look every week with this palette, and I like it. I think it's quite a good palette. So I've used most of these colors. I think the only shades I haven't used are the 2 yellows and Poppy. I've used everything else, and I've not had any complaints about any of the colors. Well, I had a little bit of a complaint about Glory just being as pigmented on my lid and balding a little bit. We're going to follow a tutorial that Natasha Denona did on Instagram. We're going to start with the shade Morning. This is such a gorgeous look. Super pigmented, a little powdery, and it applies pretty true to color. I know that it doesn't look super intense, but when you think about the fact that it's super light in here, how intense it's showing up there is pretty much the same. Now we're gonna take the shade Morgan and we're gonna put it underneath, but a little bit more intense. So I think what happened for this look that Natasha Denona is doing is she had already cut the crease, and I didn't do that. So I might go ahead and do that now. She also always works with these models who have amazing lid space. So jealous. I want that lid space. Okay, I think we're kind of done with the cut crease. Next, we're gonna go in with our finger using the shade Aster. This is such a beautiful duochrome color. I'm beyond in love with that color. It's so beautiful. Can you see it? It looks more intense on the model, I feel like. So I have a new Sonia G brush that I recently got. It's the Builder 2, and it's supposed to like work as if it were a finger. So I'm gonna try grabbing this with the brush. I would say it does. I would say it's putting it on. I'm sure if I wet it, it would apply even better. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, I feel like that's more like the color I'm seeing in the video. I think we got it. It's like really hard to tell. It doesn't look as intense, I feel like, as other colors. All right, so the shade Glory is like one of the winners of this palette. It's such a beautiful color. My Natasha Denona Crease 1 brush. A lot of times I have a hard time figuring out a good use for this brush because I feel like it can be so precise. This worked out well for this. I feel like I found a new love for this brush and how to use it. It's quite good. I'm a little nervous about how this is gonna turn out, but we're gonna take, she said to take the shade Morning and put it all over again. What I would normally do is take a blending brush and do this, but she didn't. She used a brush more like this. Hers wasn't quite as big. Use it to mix all the shades together. Wow, I like it. I like how it's turning out. I'm seeing it super magnified over here in my mirror, and when I see it that way, it looks weird, but from afar, it's good. I like it. I don't know if it's just me, but like, I feel like Astra could be far more intense than it's showing up. I've definitely put on shadows that were more intense than this. Like, it does not look how it looks on the model. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's finish up. Ooh, forgot I have a drink. So I'm gonna take the Reefer brush. This is their number 3. It's eye brush. It's like really soft and really pointed. So we're gonna go in with that super berry color. Okay, so this is certainly not a look I would ever have chosen for myself. It is quite lovely. The colors are grand. Like I said, I never would have thought of this or picked this or even known how to do this, so I'm glad she has tutorials. I think I'm gonna start looking at more of her tutorials in the future. I like it. I think it's very pretty. It's different. Oh wow, it's really pretty. It needs a little bit of blending. Well, quite intense, but quite lovely. Very, very good. I'm wondering if we should use the Bloom palette. Boom, I think we will. This is the Bullet brush, the Morphe M536. And you take a little bit of this and it brightens up the area. You should probably put it on before you put all your powders on, but oh well. And then this is also a cream blush. You take a little bit, you can be real light with it. You don't have to be super intense because it gets real. And then you're done, just like that. No, okay, so then we need to blend it out. Look how well that blends. Isn't that beautiful? We're gonna take the Duo Glue. So we also have Glow Extreme. I find it's a little bit textury, but it's really great for the lips, so we'll at least do that. It's such an intense, pretty color. Underneath my brow. There we go. It's funny, where I got the concealer on, now it just looks like part of the highlight. This is the finished look, is it? It is. Oh, yeah, I like it. So I'm gonna put a little bit of my, oh god, it's almost gone. La Mer the Mist. I love the look. I think it's super good, all of it. I mean, especially the Natasha Denona Bloom palette really like puts the look together. It goes really well with the Sunrise palette. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the palette and what I like about it, which is a lot. First, I thought that several of the colors in the palette were like a little bit duplicative. Like, why do we need these 2 yellows and these 2 oranges seem a little bit similar? These 2 shimmers in person look very similar, or even from here to here. The thing is, she was really smart about this. They actually are not duplicative. They have different tones in them, or different like chromes or different undertones, and so they go really well with different mattes depending on what you're doing. So I really appreciate that. I also feel like a lot of the mattes blend well and are true to color. So Morning and Morgan blend really well. They look kind of similar. I think in person they look more similar, but they're not. This is a little bit more yellow, this is a little bit more orange, and you can tell that on the skin because they are so pigmented. So she did a really great job with that, and you can get a variety of looks. Some of the looks I did were just kind of stunning. They looked like a sunrise. People stopped me and were like, what's on your eyes, or you look very lovely. Your makeup is great. And I think they were talking about the eyes. Oh, I forgot to put on mascara. Let's do that real fast. Another thing that I want to point out is that the mattes blend very well. On looks, like I said, people stopped me and were just like, your makeup looks great today, or what's on your eyes, or like, you're on point. Like, it really was great, and these were looks I was wearing to work, and they didn't look overpowering. I feel like this look I wouldn't wear to work, it's a little overpowering, but the other ones looked kind of nice and neutral, and it really does have that like sunrise look and feel. I think this is perfect for summer, and I do think that if you are drawn to the colors, then you will enjoy this palette. I don't think you can go wrong. The price is pretty good, $65 for Natasha Denona shadows, and you get this many, and it's, I'm not gonna say my favorite palette, but it's probably my favorite palette by her. It's just tough because I also really love her gold palette, so between those two. But I think that I would definitely get more use out of this one. I just have a special place in my heart for the gold palette. I wanted to say that the wear time for this is good. I like it. I think that it wore really well. One shade that doesn't last as well is Aster. I feel like every time I've worn that over time, it sort of disappeared. It didn't last like a full 8-hour day. Whereas the other shades, the other shimmers, I felt like did last. I had no issues with the mattes fading away throughout the day either. The formula is similar to the Biba palette. Now, I tried the Biba palette once and didn't like it and returned it. And it's not because the formula wasn't good, it's because the colors were not for me. And I was like, it's too bad because it's a nice formula, but the colors were so neutral and not really my thing. But I feel like this is a great alternative to Biba if you feel like Biba is too neutral, or if you just really like Biba but you want some alternatives that are like a little bit brighter. I think you'll get good use out of this one. So overall, definitely recommend the palette.